small country of Nepal covers 56,827 square miles, which is 147,181 square kilometers in southern Asia. It is sandwiched between two of the largest countries in the world. India surrounds Nepal to the west, south, and east. Across the Himalayan mountains to the north lies China. The region of China that borders Nepal is called Tibet. Nepal is completely landlocked, with no nearby seas. Rivers are its main bodies of water. Flowing south from the Himalayas are the major Karnali, Narayani, and Kosi rivers. The capital city of Kathmandu stands near the meeting place of the Bagmati and Vishnumati rivers. It is also the largest city in Nepal. Here's a world map that shows you where Nepal is located. And there's a little basic map of Nepal here. You can see Kathmandu. The land. Nepal's landscape climbs from the southern lowlands to the snow-capped Himalayas. The flat land along the Indian border is called the Tarai. Streams crisscross the marshes here. Rice crops and green forests prosper in the area's fertile soil and hot, damp weather. The Tarai rises into the hilly Juria Range. North of the Juria Range, the land dips slightly before continuing upward into the mountains. Many of the mountains in central Nepal are terraced with farms. The mighty Himalayas tower over northern Nepal. Many of their frosty peaks loom more than 25,000 feet, or 7,620 meters, above the lowlands. You can see some of these beautiful terraced farms here. And this says, did you know the Himalayas are the highest mountain range on Earth? Several of the world's highest peaks lie in Nepal. I'm pretty sure most of the people know that. If you didn't know that the Himalayas are the highest mountains, leave it in the comments, I suppose. I want to know who didn't know that. Fun fact. In Nepal, the temperature drops as the mountain peaks climb. Temperatures never rise above freezing in places above 16,000 feet, which is 4,900 meters. You can see the mountains here. These are clouds. It tells you just how high up these mountains are. And here's the highest, Mount Everest. The summit of Mount Everest pierces through the clouds along Nepal's northern border. At 29,035 feet, or 8,850 meters, it is the highest point on Earth. My upstairs neighbor is the highest point of our apartment complex. Do you hear him walking around? He only stomps around when I'm filming, I swear, never any other time. It's the highest point on Earth. Everest's slopes are steep and unforgiving. Jagged cliffs surround frozen glaciers full of deep crevasses. Rock and ice are swept downward by deadly avalanches. Fierce winds blow streams of snow off Everest's peak. Do you guys say crevices or crevasses? Just realized that I've heard both. Which one do you say? Climbers from all over the world try to scale Mount Everest. They face a challenging journey. Breathing is a struggle because there is so little oxygen that high up. Climbers also risk falling or being caught in a raging snowstorm. Many climbers die or turn back before they reach the summit. The few who make it get to stand on top of the world. You can always go on Google Earth and go to the top of Everest. That's a lot safer and quicker. I've done it a couple times. Did you know Nepal's warm forests and snowy mountains shelter wildlife of all kinds. In the Tarai, several species of deer run from spotted leopards and Bengal tigers. Asian elephants and the rare Indian rhinoceros can also be found in these lowlands. Storks and cranes comb the marshes for food. Rivers are home to hungry crocodiles and the endangered river dolphin. In the hills, Himalayan black bears roam, and barking deer sound their calls. Monkeys often wander into cities looking for scraps. Brightly colored pheasants strut along the slopes. Higher in the mountains are blue sheep and long-haired mountain goats called tar. Red pandas hide in mountain forests. The rarely seen snow leopard comes out at night to hunt. So here's a tar. It's quite majestic, isn't it? This big mane around it. And then, of course, there's a Bengal tiger and the sweet red panda and an Indian roller that's so vivid in its colors. It says, fun fact, spotting an Indian roller is considered good luck in Nepal. The bird's bright turquoise wings are hard to miss. It's really beautiful. The people. Cute kid. More than 30 million people live in Nepal. Most of them have ancestors from northern India. Others have ancestors who moved south from Tibet. Many Nepali come from mixed backgrounds. About half the country's people speak the official language of Nepali as their first language. Others speak a variety of native languages. Most Nepali follow the Hindu religion. Some Tibetan peoples are Buddhist. Hindus and Buddhists often share places of worship. They're all purple themed. I love it. A caste system separates Nepali into different ranks in society. Indian Hindu peoples belong to the highest and lowest social castes. People of other backgrounds belong to the middle castes. Nepali often marry, choose jobs, and interact with others based on their caste. A few Nepali groups live outside the caste system. And here's some Nepali here. I'm not going to embarrass myself, but the one word I know is namaste, which means hello and goodbye in Nepali and other languages spoken throughout India and other countries, I'm sure. Daily life. Most people in Nepal live in villages in the countryside. About half build homes of mud or stone on the Tarai. Others carve out land on mountain slopes. Families usually grow their own food and trade any extra for other goods. In the Himalayas, many people rely on yak herds. Most Nepali cannot afford cars. They walk or ride bicycles from place to place. Kathmandu is the only major city in Nepal, although there are several large towns. Buses and taxis help city dwellers travel easily. Nepali in the city live in homes or small apartments. A room is often set aside for Hindu or Buddhist shrines. Look at this beautiful town on this hillside. It says, did you know? Many marriages in Nepal are arranged by the parents of the couple. The engagement period gives the couple time to decide whether to accept or reject the marriage. And fun fact, some Nepali believe that much of what happens in life is the will of their gods. Many make offerings to the gods each day in a ritual called puja. You can see here she's lighting 17% live in cities. Going to school. Most Nepali children begin school at age 5. They often have to walk for many miles to get to class. School is free, but families have to work hard to pay for books and supplies. Primary school lasts for 5 years. Students learn to read and write in Nepali and English. Classes also focus on math and science. Many students move on to secondary school. Girls are often kept at home to help with chores or to earn extra money for the family. At the end of 10th grade, students take an exam. Those who pass can continue through grade 12. Secondary school graduates can either take a job or apply to universities. It says, fun fact, Nepal is working to improve its education system. The government wants to extend primary school through grade 8 and help more students stay in school through grade 12. Yeah, I wonder if, like, you fail that exam, can you take it again, or are you just done with school? I don't know. But here we can see some students working very hard. It looks like, I don't know, some look a lot older than others. So maybe it's like middle school where some kids just haven't hit that growth spurt yet. And they still look little, you know. That's what I think. Working. About 3 out of every 4 Nepali work on farms. Some grow rice, corn, potatoes, or sugarcane. Others raise cattle or water buffalo. Most farmers produce only enough food to feed their families. Workers cut down trees in Nepal's forests. Most of the wood is shipped to India. A few mines in the country yield coal, copper, and iron. Most factory workers make food products. Others produce cloth, bricks, or cement. People who have service jobs work in schools and shops. Some have jobs in the hotels and restaurants of Kathmandu. They mainly serve tourists and wealthy Nepali. Lots of boxes here. Looks like this guy is driving his plow and his ox here with these muzzles on. They're pulling his plow so he can plant some more seeds in his land. It says, did you know? Many Nepali cannot find jobs in the country. Some travel across the border to India to find work. They send money home to their families in Nepal. Here's another pie chart that says where people work in Nepal. Looks like 75% work in farming, 18% work in services, and 7% work in manufacturing. This says, fun fact, a number of Tibetans living in Nepal craft beautiful carpets with creative designs. These carpets are sold worldwide and are an important source of income for Nepal. You can see this lady's very happily weaving on her loom, and this sweet old lady is carrying a bunch of something in this basket. Kind of looks like sticks and twigs, but I do not know. Maybe it's a kindling or something. I do not know. Playing. When Nepali have free time, they like to spend it with family and friends. Badminton and soccer are favorite sports. Children often make soccer balls with whatever materials they can find. Kabaddi is a traditional team sport. Players try to wrestle or tag their opponents while they hold their breath. They chant Kabaddi to prove they are not breathing in. That sounds like something I would have played all the time as a kid. Groups of friends get together to fly kites. Other favorite activities include playing board amazing turnout here. The ballet teacher in me wants to just poke his knee up. It's too sideways, but it's a great turnout. He's got a great kick there with his arm up. Yes, he's got great balance. And fun fact, caroms is a popular board game in Nepal. Similar to pool, players try to flick discs into holes in the corners of the board. It looks like Pogs. Who knows Pogs? Let me know in the comments. It's a very 90s toy. It was like the hot toy in like 1996. But it looked a lot like this. And all these, this dude is concentrating on it. Let's read about food. Nepali meals consist mostly of rice and vegetables. The most common meal throughout the country is dal bhat, a spiced lentil soup with rice. This dish is often served with tarkari or curried vegetables. Nepali pour the soup and vegetables onto the rice, then scoop the rice into their mouths with the right hand. Masu, or meat, is a rare treat. Water buffalo and goat meat are popular. Hindu Nepali do not eat beef. Indian flatbreads are often served with meals. Pastries filled with spicy potatoes make delicious snacks. Nepali also enjoy fried dough crisps or spiced peanuts. Sweets include milky fudge called burfi and fried orange swirls of jalebi. Many Nepali drink hot tea throughout the day. I would absolutely eat all this. I think I'd like Nepali food. So this, by the looks of it, I wonder if some of these might be monks. This guy looks like he could be, but he's not dressed right. Because it looks like, in some parts of the world, I'm not sure Nepal, but the monks will line up in the morning and people give them offerings of food like this. But maybe it's just like an outdoor restaurant, I don't know. They're all chowing down on their yummy food. That must be the dal bhat they were talking about. And here's the jalebi and chia. Fun fact, most places in Nepal serve chia, a hot spiced tea brewed in sweetened milk. In the Himalayas, black tea is flavored with salt and yak butter. Yeah, I try all of that. It all doesn't sound terrible. Holidays. Nepali gather for festivals and holidays throughout the year. Dashain is the biggest holiday in Nepal. Dashain, maybe. It celebrates the victory of good over evil in life. Schools and businesses shut down for 15 days each fall for the festival. The 5-day celebration of Tihar comes soon after Dashain. On the third evening, Nepali light candles and lamps in their homes to honor the goddess of wealth. The Nepali New Year starts in mid-April. The festival of Biscuit Chatra kicks off the celebrations. Crowds of Nepali hold chariots through the streets to the sound of traditional music. In the spring, Buddha's birthday is marked by dancing monks and candlelit gatherings under the full moon. Sounds fun. Fun fact, May 29th is Republic Day in Nepal. It celebrates the day in 2008 when Nepal came to be ruled by the people instead of by royalty. And this dude is partying. He is ready to celebrate Republic Day. Says, did you know? Nepali have a blast splashing each other with water and colorful powders during the festival of Holi. Visitors are their favorite target. Dude, you can see celebrating Holi there. Throwing the powder. You get all colorful. And this is biscuit chafra. Biscuit chatra, sorry. Biscuit chatra. I'm not sure what I'm looking at. It looks like they're carrying something. It's maybe a Buddha. Sherpas walk or climb everywhere. Once, nearly all Sherpas grew potatoes or herded yaks. Today, many have become porters and guides for mountain climbers. Sherpas can work and climb easily in the mountain air. Many have a goal of reaching the summit of Everest. Sherpa traditions add to the richness and beauty of the Himalayas and all of Nepal. Here's a kindly Sherpa man here. It looks like he's carrying on his forehead this huge load. It kind of looks like patties, you know. It looks like poo-poos, maybe from some yaks. Did you know Sherpas often perform better than other climbers because they have lived in the thin mountain air all their lives? They are so well known for their skills that all native Himalayan guides are now called Sherpas, which I disagree with. I feel like if you're a Sherpa, you're a Sherpa, and if you're not, you don't get to call yourself that. You know, it's an ethnic group, it's not a title. But anyway, fun fact, a Sherpa called Tenzing Norgay was one of the first two men to reach the top of Everest. He climbed the mountain with New Zealander Sir Edmund Hillary in 1953. And that's the end of the book, but we'll read some of these facts about the flag here. Here's Nepal's flag. Nepal's flag is shaped like two overlapping triangles. It is the only flag in the world that is not a rectangle. The triangles are bright red with a blue border. The top triangle shows a white moon. The bottom triangle features a white sun. The colors stand for bravery and peace. The sun and moon are symbols of long life. The current flag first flew in 1962. Nice rhyme there. So the official name is the Federal Democratic Republic of Nepal. It's 56,827 square miles, or 147,000